Let's check it together. Max says this was all well planned, coordinated dump. Ancient whale opening $1 billion short position. There you go. See, somebody somewhere made a lot of money. Treasury Secretary calling to take any measures to ensure market stability. Trump announcing 100% tariffs after U.S. market close. Oh my God. Alts dumping 60 to 7% in a single candle. I'm certain that some of the very large entities have got their orders filed here. I would probably see the V-shaped reversal and parabolic rally next week, go higher over the next few months, but eventually this will come crashing down. When? I don't know. Smart men go broke 3 ways: liquor, ladies, and leverage. Oh, I like that. I like that. Less than 2 weeks ago, Jim Cramer said to buy crypto. Oh man, we're always looking for the Jim Cramer blame. Are you buying, selling? We are buying. Selling 3.3%. These people are gonna hate life soon. God, this number keeps getting bigger.
I just
now.
watched a thing where this guy took over this
hours.
crazy huge house because it was empty and all he had to do was go down to like City Hall and pay $18 to file some paper.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Wow. Jim Cramer said today to sell. I can't stand it. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not going to go with Jim Cramer this, Jim Cramer that. Yes, Sensei, Jerome needs to cut 50 basis points. We need aggressive QE. Yeah. Well, feels like it's coming, doesn't it? I mean, we got two more opportunities this year. Yeah, Travis says, I love XLM at a 20% discount. Happy Friday. Man, that's just... I think it was more. I think it was like 300 billion I saw market cap drop. 300 billion. What does TDS stand for? Trump did lol TDS. TDS? I don't know. Sensei, when? When what? The reset is Broderick Robinson, the baseball player. Just kidding, he's not a baseball player. Might be, I don't know. He says the reset is upon us. Ooh, I love the suspense. Straight up from here, unless there's another tweet tomorrow that makes it even worse, I think we should be. I don't know, man. Every time I think like something bad is not going to happen, something else bad happens. So I don't think I'm just going to say anything about it. Going to the weekend, it could get worse. Soul of Jeffy, you could be right. It could. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to say that. OS, okay, I see what you're saying. I see it. I'm not going to say that. No, we're not going to go there. Yeah, we're not going to go there. Yeah. It just pisses off half the people. We're not even going to go there. We're just going to bypass that. Let's just keep checking in on the timeline, all right? Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any other. Coach JV, wow. This must have been hard for Coach JV to say. I think it's the Trump tariff news causing the massive dip. What do you think? Hello. What do you think? Do you think Doge will surge 3,600% like some analysts predict in the next bull run? So, John Craig, this technically is the next bull run. Are we talking about the next cycle, like the 2027, 28 cycle? Or are we talking like, I'm trying to better understand what's like, are you talking about this cycle? I don't know, man. I don't own any Dogecoin. It's hard when like Dogecoin does good when Elon tweets and talks about it, but like other than that, I don't know, man. I'm not trading it. I'm not the right person to ask, dude. Is it 1.5 trillion? Is that the new ask? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it. It's kind of frustrating to listen to all that stuff, man. This is bigger than China tariffs. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of everything. it's a little bit of everything, man. So Roy says major crash coming in. Nicole says China is shady. I think can't label a whole country shady. I think that the people that are in control of the country are probably what you're saying here. But the people themselves, you know, most of them are probably good people. I mean, when I can only tell you about like my experience in China. I went to China in 2022. I had a great time. Everybody was so nice. I mean, it was beautiful. All the buildings. The driver though, we got into like one of those, you know, like an Uber in China, and that guy almost killed us. Everything else was good. That was a little scary. What do I think about Coach? I think Coach has a lot of really incredible points. He's got a great audience. You know, very smart guy. There's a few things that I don't agree with him on, but I think he's probably one of, you know, I think he's one of the most looked up to people. One of the most looked up to people in the XRP space. You know, I like Coach. I never met him. I like him though. Jesus says, we knew that we were coming for the longs 10x with this move. Next up is 5x, the short. Don't fall for it. All right. Thank you for sharing that, man. Some people are saying it's a flip of the switch moment. Oh, Ace 404. What's up, dude? China doesn't want to play nice. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Noah from Nampa says XRP is a scam. Fair enough. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you. People get so spicy on days like today. I kind of like it. I kind of like the spiciness. That's okay, man. Let you know people. Damaged circuit. I'm probably not. You know. I don't know, man. It's hard to express some of the things that I feel and I believe because, you know, a lot of people in the crypto space don't feel some of those things. I worry terribly about some of the ideas and decision making that have kind of led us to this point, right? And I've been questioning that all. And there's no plan. If people think there's a plan here, there's no plan. There's no plan. I hate to break it to everybody. It's gonna get worse. All right. Hold on, let me check something. You know what I wanted to know? How many trade deals have actually been signed? How many trade deals are still left open? Remember this? We're going to do 90 deals in the 90 days. It was 100 deals in 90 days. Right? How many deals? 90 deals? Okay. So how many trade deals have we had so far? Currently, we have 3 major trade deals that have officially been signed. China, United Kingdom, and Vietnam. You've had 3 trade deals. This started in April. We are in October, and you got 3. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's 97 to go. 97 to go. I mean, at this rate, it'll be 2030 by the time you get like 25 or 30 deals done. So, like, what happens to the economy with all of those additional tariffs, right? You had to imagine that this was going to impact and show into the numbers sooner or later. It's now showing. Okay, imagine it's going to get worse. It'll get worse. Oh, you know what? Hold on. President Trump just announced 100% tariff. Markets are down sharply. I'm joining Aaron Burnett and CNN tonight to discuss the outlook. So, you know, the meeting, the President Xi meeting, I have heard, like, I was watching a clip, I don't know if it was on Fox News, that there's some issues in China now with maybe Xi not being able to leave. I don't know. I think there's a shakeup happening in the CCP or whatever it is. I don't really follow that too well, but we'll have to see how that turns out. Sentiment in the market is negative. Yeah. I was considering selling Zcash in case it starts acting like the rest of crypto. Hard, man. Like, you know, I get what you're saying here. The hard part, Gary, is like we are supposed to be entering the best months for crypto. Like this, the bull market end year, October, November, December is like supposed to be the all-time highs for a lot of these assets, and you're just not seeing a lot of it, right? And I think a lot of it plays into how much money has been lost to meme tokens, Solana, your pump funds, like those types of things. I mean, you got to be talking about billions of dollars in retail funds lost. And then you throw in all of these, you know, you got to imagine like all of these things, like one of these things is not a big deal, right? The tariffs, right? The China stuff, oil prices, you know, war, like all of these things by themselves can be handled one at a time. But what happens if you have all of those things happening at the same time? That is what caused the issue today. People are worried about the future of like the stock market's at all-time raging highs, right? When the economy, most states, like I think it's like, how many states is it? Hold on. I think it's like 20. How many US states are already in a recession? Like this is something that people are not talking about in the crypto market either, but we talk about on this channel. I don't mind. As of October 2025, 22 US states are already in a recession. Okay? There are clear signs of economic contraction, according to analysis by Moody. Okay? This is not like left and right. This is Moody. This is who gives the US a credit rating, right? One of the companies or one of the institutions. Chief economist Mark Zandi. Another 13 states are considering treading water. So you have almost 22 and 13 is 35 out of the 50 states with strengthening growth, while remaining 16 states are experiencing continued expansion. Here, let's see. Let's find out. What are the states that are expanding, and what are the states that are currently suffering? Just wanted to touch base real quick here, guys. We have 4,000 people in the chat. I mean, I know it's under really terrible circumstances that you're here, but I just want to say thank you for being here from the bottom of my heart. It's great to see some of you. I know life gets busy and we go do other things, but it's just really nice to spend this time with you. I know it's under shit circumstances, but just wanted to say thank you for being here. Okay, so here you go. 16 states in the US, excluding Texas, Florida, and Pennsylvania, are currently expanding. States expanding. So you got Texas, Florida, and Pennsylvania. States that are suffering the most here, you got Wyoming, Montana, Minnesota, Mississippi, Kansas, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., Georgia, Illinois, New Jersey, and Virginia. So it's kind of a mixture here across the U.S., right? That's tough. That's tough. Comments here. I mean, he was probably already going to lose this bet. I think, you know, we've talked about this at length. The problem with the theory is you need so many things all to happen at the same time. You know, it's just tough, man. But you know what? I don't know. Was it an incredible business strategy? Yes. People are listening. People are watching. People want more. You gotta admit, it was pretty genius. You bet a few thousand XRP to make tens of millions of dollars in the long run. Very smart, actually. Let's see here. Broderick says, Sensei, how long did XRP go seeing other people say 140? I think like on, I have something here. Where to go? Yeah, here. So it looks like on Kraken, it went to 157. And then on Binance, some people said it went down to almost $1.19. This is I don't know, like if you could really count. I mean, I don't know if anyone was able to buy here, that would be kind of crazy. But yeah, just crazy stuff, man. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. But you know, we're here. We're making it through. Let's get into some crypto news here. Man, look at this. Sui went down to 50 cents on this candle. Look at this, 55 cents. Holy smokes. Raul Paul says, desperately trying to move money out of my bank and into crypto, near impossible to any reasonable time. Anyways, still a gift. So Raul Paul was trying to buy the dip. Here is, Good Morning Crypto saying, is this real? $1.51. And we talked about the $1.2 trillion been wiped out from the stock market today. Morgan Stanley finally broadening access to spot Bitcoin ETFs. Financial advisors will now be able to offer to all their clients in all type accounts. Morgan with $8.2 trillion assets under wealth management. So like, this is the thing, right? Most people are like, the crypto market's crashing. Is it all over? If you are investing for the future here, if you are looking further past today, past tomorrow, into the next few years, all of the prices that you see for the crypto assets that will make it are extremely cheap. Okay, I'll say that again. All prices for crypto assets that are going to make it through the next 5 to 10 years are extremely cheap today. You got to have a different mindset here. You cannot be thinking today or tomorrow. You need to be thinking down the line here. Most people invest in stocks for decades. We need to have a similar mindset. We can't just expect $1 million gains for digital assets. Not everything is a meme coin, right? I mean, look at all those meme coins that launched on BNB. Some stuff went to $150 million in a day to crash down to freaking nothing in 24 hours. Think about how much money is being lost and gambled on some of this technology. It's crazy. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, let's something up here. All right, so like some of the popular, listen here, BNB. Like here was a popular BNB token. Look at this. This thing went up to 16 million. It's at 1.1 million. This token went from had a high point here of almost 50 million within 1 day, 1.7 million. Right? I don't know, man. Some of these tokens are just getting hammered. Just getting hammered. It's a I don't know, man. I don't even want to get into some of this stuff because it is just, you don't know if the I don't know, man. I don't honestly, I'd be worried about BNB meme season. It's not good. I mean, if you like the overall asset class and what CZ is doing, obviously buying the underlying token. But like, I don't know, man. I think buying Solana over BNB right now is probably the smarter play. personally. I mean, at least you have institutional growth on Solana. You don't really see that right now in BNB. You see a lot of people speculating, but all right, let me get into some other news here while you guys are just chatting. So here, this was an interesting clip here. Scott Bessent. Let's play it.
The biggest regulatory changes from the Biden administration to the Trump administration, there have been a lot of them, is our emphasis on AI and digital assets. AI in the Biden administration was governed by diffusion. They were going to treat it somewhat like the nuclear program, keep it in a box. They were going to hand it to Google, Microsoft, Meta, and that was life. On the other side, digital assets had a near extinction event with Wells notices going out to many companies, banks prohibited from opening accounts. And I think the fact that we're creating, the term is sandbox, where there's a lot of experimentation, where there are a lot more offerings, and for community banks not to be locked in, that they have to use like one of three dominant service providers, that for a wider range, if supply will push down price, choice will inform. Community bankers are, and the owners, whether they're family-owned banks, whether the shareholders are usually in the vicinity, and I think that they will be laser focused on the new technologies. And just like with the credit card companies, I think that new payment rails will exist, and I think we have to make sure that it's open for everybody. JP Morgan, Bank of America may have their own stable coin, but I think it's very easy, and you'll hear, you have two great participants, that you will hear that for community bankers to join together.
All right, really quickly, what's interesting about this clip, for a long time, you had the infrastructure to move money relied on a few big banks. JP Morgan, HSBC, and Citibank are the largest three. Often middle-sized credit unions, smaller banks, they pay the big guys to use their rails. If you're trying to move money across the world and you don't have the means to do that, you have to rely on the bigger banks' rails. The invention of digital assets, blockchain, and ledgers allows you to move that same value instantaneously across the world without the pre-funding, without the infrastructure from these large financial institutions. It will give banks a lot more, it'll give them a lot more choice when it comes to moving customer money. They're going to be able to move it a lot faster, a lot more securely, and a lot more cheaply, right? For wire transfers with Swift, you could save $140 billion a year moving to $140 billion a year. $1.4 trillion in 10 years is what you can save. And payments are only getting bigger. So it's interesting to see the support for the innovation. I think is only going to grow. I know days like today suck, but we are on the way here. Let's get some questions going on here. Jake would say buy more XRP. Travis, you're probably absolutely right. Tim Scott is the man. That's not Tim Scott though. That's Scott Bessent. Different Scott. Neo says, I do support Sensei. I appreciate that. Dashing says, California coast right here with much love for Trump and Elon. Thank you for checking in, man. Great to see you. Is Trump still talking? I don't know, man. Is he? I don't know. I was trying to listen to some of that, and I don't know, man. They were talking about all kinds of random stuff. Let's see if we have some updates here. Tariffs are tanking the market. Oh, let's listen to this. Let's see what he says here.
It doesn't take much insight to see that the market is getting nuked right now. And the question is why exactly is this happening? Well, guys, we just got the catalyst for why this was taking place, and it looks like a lot of people knew this was going to happen. There was a lot of front running, but essentially what just took place is that Trump just imposed a massive tariff on China. Now, I had an opinion on tariffs back when Trump did this the first time around, and personally, I think tariffs are a good policy. I mean, I think it's a good way to get these countries to act like the United States wants them to in terms of trading. So I have nothing wrong with tariffs. Now, the market clearly does not like tariffs, and it's not something that I necessarily fully understand in terms of why the market looks at these things so negatively. But just look at the reaction, the market's not happy about them. Now, my personal opinion is that this is a huge overreaction from the market. There is no justifiable reason for why the market is getting hit the way it is off this tariff.
Yikes! 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 Oh! I don't even know where to start. There's a reason. Okay, listen. Whatever, I don't care where you like what your whole thing is here. The reason you don't have one person randomly picking what countries to tariff out of just like thin air is because you can lose trillions of dollars with one decision. Okay, this is why you have a Congress, right? Congress is there to set tariff rates. They look at all of this stuff. They look at the competition and they do all of these things. Yes, in the past, presidents have used their power to issue temporary emergency tariffs, but when you use them as a blanket policy, you get a negative reaction in the market. And if you can't see that, you're probably not looking hard enough at the actual market. So I definitely disagree with Mikkel here. I think we need to give the tariff policy back to Congress so the markets can stabilize and even out here, because you never know what's going to be issued tomorrow. Right? And you might not agree, whatever, I don't care. Like if you are a country, or if you are a business in America and you don't know tomorrow if there's going to be another 100% or 50% or 30% tariff, how can you plan your business? How can you grow your business? You cannot project costs on steel, aluminum, workers. Like, you also are not allowing, right? We've really tightened up things when it comes to people being able to come for school and those types of things, right? Getting visas, right? When you kind of shut the world down to all of the best talent, that's also another problem. There's all of these things are adding to each other. I just disagree with Mikkel here in a big way when it comes to tariffs. All good though, man. Let it fly. If we're listening to something that I haven't listened to before, you're gonna get a reaction. This is how I feel. Let's see what else is going on here. Alt's crashing hard over 50%. It's your move. I mean, brutal. I mean, I bet you we're gonna find out some crazy information that people made billions of dollars off of this, and I bet you somebody somewhere knew what was coming, and I bet you some insiders made a ton. It could have been worse. Try 25% plus.
Hit the world. You know, they hit the world with something that really is not anything that people are going to do, and it was shocking. I can tell you, Howard and I and Todd, we all Scott, we were all speaking about it before, and we said, where did that come from? It was just, that was out of the blue, right? Out of the blue, they came up with this whole import-export concept, and nobody knew anything about it.
They rolled back their export controls, the new announcement. Would you roll
Yeah,
back?
look, we're gonna have to see what happens. That's why I made it November 1st. We'll see what happens.
All right, so it sounds like he's giving some time to November 1st for China to lift these restrictions on exports on rare earths. Hopefully cooler heads prevail, and we'll see how this goes. Mitchell Torres says Mikkel doesn't know what he's talking about. I wonder if he's still waiting for manufacturing to come back to America. Exactly, right? Listen, guys. Manufacturing makes up 10% of U.S. GDP. 10%. Services makes up 70%. Okay, we should be looking to expand services, not manufacturing. We are not set up to become a super manufacturing hub like China or India or other places around the world, right? You need to have all of these systems put in place to get all of these parts and supplies and cheap, like you're never going to be able to compete at scale for manufacturing against Mexico, against India, against China. You're still not going to be able to do that, right? Manufacturing is not coming back in the way that people think it is. And because we're doing all of this, right, to get that 10% piece, what, 12%, 15%, we are hurting everything else to grow this piece of market that we probably should have just left alone. That's the biggest problem right now. And if we can solve that problem, a lot of the other stuff gets fixed too. Okay? But the issue is nobody's hitting the brakes. Nobody's stopping. We are just making it worse. So what do you think is going to happen to markets, right? You're about to get a ton of economic data. You're about to get jobs numbers that are going to be worse than expected, right? You're in the earnings season, right? You're entering holidays where Christmas and all of this stuff, you're going to see dramatically less spending at stores and department stores. Everybody is going to feel this pinch over the next few months. And the thing is not to give more power to issue more tariffs. That is not the smart play here. Anyways. Spicy. I appreciate that. Colby. I know that's what you're being told, okay? Where is the money? Where is the money? I have not been able to prove where the money is coming from. Trump says 17 trillion, right, is being invested into the US. Can you confirm where this money? We've already looked at this, man. Like, I don't know if you're not keeping up with like actual facts here, but all good. We'll go through it together. President Trump has been repeatedly claimed that $17 trillion is being pouring into the United States. Attributing to this figure is the impact of his policies and aggressive tariffs, tax cuts, and efforts to attract investments from corporate and foreign leaders. However, there is no official breakdown or credible economic data that confirms this total. Right? There's no, the number sounds good, but there's nothing to verify that. Hold on, somebody's sending me something. 1 second. Hold on, so there's a rumor. Hold on. Let me see that. Somebody just sent me something in Discord. Share this in stream. Hold on. All right, I have not had time to fact check this. I just want to be very clear. I'm bringing this up on screen here. Kobe, we'll have to agree to disagree on this really quickly. All right, let me see here. Rumor is Wintermute plus Crypto.com got hit hard, blew up. If you want to stay safe, withdraw your money associated with protocols. You cannot confirm this information, you guys, as I do not know anyone in Wintermute or anyone at Crypto.com. Ooh, that is going to be hard to verify. That is going to be hard to verify, dude. Hold on. I'm trying to verify this. Hold on. Unconfirmed rumor circulating. Okay, so there's, oh man, like, yeah, I don't know about sharing this to everyone, dude. Wintermute. Let's see, is there anything on X about this? This would be a catastrophe. This would be a catastrophe. Guess who deposited Binance for the nuke? Bingo. Wintermute. 700 million to Binance right before the market nuked.
#1 terrorist leader to justice.
Here's the rumor. So this is what Caitlin was sharing. I don't know if this is true, guys. Like you often see these things. I mean, this crash was worse than, what was it? FTX, Terra Luna. Where was that tweet? Man, this would be really bad here. Yeah, here you go. Look at this. This crash was worse. It was bigger than Luna, bigger than COVID, and bigger than FTX. I mean, that would be horrible for people if you have money on crypto.com and something happened to them. I hope that's not true. Home of the Hangover says, almost had a mini stroke watching the ETH trade drop in real time. Thank God I didn't get stomped out. Man, that's crazy. Black Swan, yeah, Sebastian. Yeah, facts, dude. Ripple Effect says there's multiple layers of a shakeout. There's the market tanks, and then there's people who know they will sell when it hits an all-time high. Well, so great point. But at what point do you consider them long-term effects, right? Because we've had them now since April, right? We've had them since April. They would have been short-term if they were ended already, but we are entering the place where those long-term effects are starting to set in, and you're starting to see that with the corporate earnings, right? Like we looked this up, right? Hold on. How good or bad were corporate earnings? What are the biggest things affecting those earnings? All right, so here we go. Let's just take a look at this OSOK together, because I'm interested to know here too. Corporate earnings for Q3 2025 were generally positive, with the S&P 500 reporting an estimated year-over-year earnings growth of about 8%, making it the 9th consecutive quarter for growth in the index. Performance was particularly strong with technical sector driven by artificial intelligence. All right, let's go. Biggest factors affecting earnings. You got labor market softening. Recent downward revisions to job data and weaker hiring momentum signaled a softer labor market. Okay. AI and tech performance, robust growth in technology and AI related to companies provided substantial boost. Monetary policy shifts, falling inflation, increased talk of potential Fed rate cuts have helped lower borrowing costs. Ongoing political uncertainty, tensions, especially recent threats of new tariffs from China, have led to significant market volatility. Mixed sector trends, staples such as beverage and food reported modest revenue growth, yada yada. Positive guidance trends, S&P companies issued positive earnings guidance Q3, average 49%, 5 to 10 year average of 30 highs, bonding for all coming. All right, so that looks like it's okay. But you're still getting a lot of really bad heat right now. Noah said he got out just in time. Dumping chemicals. Are we talking about China again? It's always Binance? Yeah, dude. Dude, it feels like that, right? It feels like that. I don't think it's retail. I think it's institutions and whales. I don't think retail knew what was going on until it was all up but the shouting. But it does feel like there were some insiders that knew it was coming. And I think we're going to find out more about that, right? Because now you have one of the biggest crashes in crypto history, right? You have people that are going to be looking through all of these transactions to find out who knew when at what time. I wouldn't underestimate the Twitter or X army. I think people they're gonna find out really quick. WinterMute is their liquidity provider. They send them tokens and they dump on the market. Oof. all posturing at this point. No 100% tariffs. Just the threat of that. Patience will pay off again. I think we just need to cool down, because so here, and just hear me out here, and then we're gonna stop talking about tariffs, okay? The whole idea behind tariffs was to bring countries to the negotiating table, right? To get a better deal. But over the last 7 months or 6 months, April to now, you've gotten 3 deals. 3. Is that a good job? Is that a bad job? I think different people will feel different ways about that. But the overall goal here was to bring countries to the table to negotiate better deals. Not a lot of countries are doing that. So where does that leave us? And how long does that leave us in this place? That's the tough part, right? And maybe this will all be fixed tomorrow. I don't know. But I do know that all of these things going together is probably what caused the market today. Plus probably some insiders that lit the match. Yeah, somebody's going to find out what happened. 7 deals, not 3? I think we just verified this, right? We just looked at this. I think we just looked at this, right? Hold on. Yeah, here you go. Here, it's not 7 deals. It's not 7 deals, Rob. It's 3 deals. These are the 3 countries. UK, China, and Vietnam. Those are the deals. They have signed deals. Not verbal agreements, not we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that. You have signed agreements. Okay? 3. So the number is 3, not 7. All good though. I know there's a lot of information out there that sometimes doesn't line up with our thought process or what we've been hearing, but that is what the information is. I'm not. I'm surprised people still trust legacy media on either side to give you what the real facts are. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me try something else. How many deals? All right. It could be what's it called here? Hold on. I'm trying to pull up something else here. Let's see here. I know the US and EU, UK, I'm trying to see how it's here. While I'm looking this up, let me put something on for you. I thought this was interesting here.
Bitcoin was started, or cryptocurrency was started as a goof, really, by someone we don't know who it is, somebody who used the fake name.
It was a decentralized currency, so that really when it started, so you could pay for things and not be detected. Like it was all this
Right,
underground.
it's for criminals.
It was
That's
when
who
it
uses
started. It was for criminals.
But you know
And
that
it's still for criminals.
But humanity just attaches value to things that really mean nothing. You're wearing a black T-shirt. That could be a black T-shirt from Target. You put a Ralph Lauren thing on it. We just say that that's worth more.
But it exists. It's something. Bitcoin is nothing. Do you know how they establish Bitcoin? Why it uses more electricity than some countries? Did you know that about Bitcoin?
I did know that.
Okay.
Mining.
Because there are, yes, mining. There are football field size buildings that have nothing but supercomputers that are, it's like the game of pick a number from 1 to 10, except the number is between 1 and infinity. And the person guessing the number is in the Matrix, and the person who has created the number is a fictional person also. And that's a way to run a currency. You know, Matt Damon, love him, but him and the other celebrities who told people to get into this, they're getting an awful lot of shit now, and I understand why. They suggested that people get into this Ponzi scheme, and it's not going to come out well for any of them.
I think it's not going to come out well for most of them, but some people are actually scoring.
Yeah, true that.
The odd one.
Okay, well.
All right, here. So I just wanted to, we had some information here. So I wanted to just verify this. Rob says there are 7 deals. Just wanted to clarify so everyone knows where we are, okay? So there's formal and interim trade deals. So there are 7 countries with formal and interim. Interim is not, it's still pending, right? It's they need to sign an official, but these are the 7 that have an interim. We were talking about things that are fully signed. So that's where we're getting the difference between 3 and 7. But there's also that 7 deals in now 7 months. We were trying for 100 deals in 90 days. We still have, let's just call it the 7. Let's use the higher number. There's 93 deals that still need to be done. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. And during that time is what we're trying to say is you're going to have this fluctuation, right? Things are more expensive. You're not having as homes built. You're not having buildings, erected and these types of things. All of these costs are making things more expensive to do business, okay? All right. Let's see. Is there any other questions here that we want to get into? I really don't want to keep talking about tariffs. What's up, D-Nice? Good to see you. We're talking about countries. We're talking about countries, not companies. Countries. Countries. Facts. I don't really know how else to say it other than Jazzabar just laid it out. Gabriel says, go buy gold and stop this game. New World Order will stole the money under the name of economic war. Interesting. It's all orchestrated. I hear you. How slow or quick do you think we'll recover? That's a great question. It could go back to business as normal. It's gonna be interesting because you need institutional and whales to kind of come back in. And are they going to feel confident, right? Do they need some type of deal with the US and China to feel confident? That's maybe something that we need to pay attention to. If they don't, then markets will continue to go back up. If it is a prolonged thing with the government shutdown and all these things, that could take some time. And hopefully it doesn't take time. Luna's good. She's sleeping. Hold on. Kind of woke her up though. She saw me taking the picture. Thanks for asking. Did I look at silver's price? I haven't looked at silver's price, no. Yeah, this is true. Fundamentals haven't changed. ETFs are right around the corner. All will rise. Stay invested. Capital Man, I like it. I like it. Everybody gives me the side eye. I think Render, I don't know much about Plume. I think Render is definitely an asset that'll still be here in years to come. Haven't seen too many updates recently from Render though. James says, don't forget to stock up on goods, food, pet food. It's fall. Love that. Yeah, definitely. Anybody going on any really good vacations? You know, anything else that we can talk about other than all of this doom and gloom? I feel like it gets a little exhausting. Mexico, baby, big shrimp. Where are you going? You going to Cancun? You going to Cabo? You going to Tijuana? Where are you going? I'm good. Be nice. You know, I didn't realize this was all gonna pop off today, though. I was trying to build a chat for something else, and it just went into all this. Kind of crazy. Plume has BlackRock ties. That's interesting. Let's take a look at that Plume. Is this the one? Man, this thing dipped hard. That's 60%, you know. A little less than 60. Less than 60. I want to see if there's any real information about as you can see, there were some frustrations in the market with everybody else. Well, let me take this down here. Let's see here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. What's Crypto.com doing to me? This is old. And others people saying could be buying it. Something huge, getting liquidate. A lot of his positions. Crypto.com had no issues while other crypto exchanges halted trading. Yeah, okay, all right. That's why everyone comes complaining about it, okay. I personally don't think there's something wrong with Crypto.com, but if something is wrong, that's gonna be worse. And hopefully not. Hopefully not. XRP status for South Africa. I mean, XRP has been expanding in Africa. What do you got? Like Valar, you have Yellow Card. What's the other one? Hold on. Ripple in Africa. Here. Somebody asked about Ripple in Africa. Let's just go into this real quick. Chipper Cash, Valar, and Yellow Card. Those are the three companies. That's what I was looking for. A lot of stuff's happening with these three companies in and around Africa. Pan-African Payments Company integrates RLUSD, a leading South African exchange, adding RLUSD in trading pairs. Yellow Card's Africa's largest pan-continental crypto exchange, enabling broader consumer base and access, trade, review, use of RLUSD. A lot of things happening. I think there's a lot of stuff happening in Africa, like with people that don't have accounts, like they're getting debanked. Yeah, dude, every time I see that, every time I read it, I'm always thinking of Yellow Card in the back of my head. You know, like the violin, the electric violin. Dude, Yellow Card was actually touring, like before they got like really popular. They were at my high school, way back when. Every time I hear it, dude. Yeah, Ocean Avenue. That's what's up, Cal. That's what's up, dude. Dennis Erickson says QFS XRP equals gold backed with gold. That's my thought on the new financial system. Appreciate you sharing that, man. Yeah, I think there was a problem, Steve. I don't think there's a problem right now. I think during this crash, I think there was a problem. I think sometimes like they try everything they can to stop the crash, right? And they, you know, if you stop trading If you stop the movement of crypto buying and selling, you know, you can stop some of the crash. Ripple is the future. I agree with you. I really wholeheartedly agree with you. Bought my gold at Costco, made 2% back. That's actually really smart. That's really smart, Nicole. Is that the infinite money glitch you got there? You just buy gold to infinity? I mean, it would even be worth it to buy gold and then go, you know, but you probably lose on the selling it to somebody else. They're gonna take their fee or whatever. I was like, maybe you just thought of something really cool. I love the side hustle, Nicole. I love the side hustle. I did, you know, often people ask about Algorand. I finally saw some Algorand news here. Algorand is partnering with Google Cloud Tech on agentic commerce. The future of AI and blockchain technology is here on Algorand. That's interesting. Bringing Web 2 into Web 3, right? Hedera Hashgraph entering real world asset space, BlackRock, Fidelity, Aberdeen, State Street, Scintilla, Red Swan, CRE. Man, I think it's going to be pretty good. Did you guys see the video that I made on the repo market and clearing and settlement? I made a video recently on that, maybe the last few days. I love Costco. Let's see here. Rob says Coach JV gave one of the best explanations for XRP this morning. Is it on X or is it in one of his streams? Brian, did you see the video? Or were we just talking about how much we love Costco? You know what? Like, I love like the different things at Costco. Like, who doesn't like to go and like, you know, like at least shopping at Costco can be fun because you often find things that you don't, you know, and then you can get them in bulk. But like the Costco's here, the one in town, there's too many people. Like I got hit in the back by a shopping cart like 3 times last time I went to Costco. There's just too many people. It's too much. The samples, yeah, well, that's another thing too, right? Daniel says for Costco buying gold here, they sell it at a premium, but you can get a bunch of money back with the right membership and using their members only credit card. Yeah, the Costco card, right? Or the Visa card, whatever they have. Past few months has pretty much cleared the premium. That's good to know, Daniel. I think you and Nicole have the same idea. Longfeller said, if that was a correction, I don't want to see a crash. That was a crash. That was a crash. It was worse. It sounds like it was worse than FTX, worse than Terra Luna. Bad, really bad. I mean, you had more money in the market. The parking is brutal. Facts. Are you talking about just Costco in general or the one here? If you're talking about the one here, like double facts. But yeah, I hear you. Sensei, I love your channel. While I was thinking you went live and explained everything. That's real community. The other channels went so quiet. You'd swear they caused the dip. Listen, I appreciate you, streamer. Thank you. I think there's a lot of really incredible people in like the XRP space and crypto space. And I think just, you know, sometimes you're not planning to go live and you plan to like spend time with your family or do something outside of crypto. And, you know, it was just weird timing that I was going to be, you know, coming online and I just kind of shifted what the chat was about to better understand what was going on. And, you know, I had right opportunity at the right time to come in and speak with you. And I hope it helped. Thank you. I don't think anybody in the XRP space had anything to do with what we saw today. I think this was larger than crypto. You know, there's probably some insider somewhere that had a hand in some of it, but I don't think it was anybody like any streamer or, you know, XRP person. Like, I don't think any of those people had anything to do with that. Just want to be clear. There, you know, there's some really incredible people. I don't agree with whatever, you know, like we all disagree on different aspects of this, but the overall people and just how much they care about the community, I just can't see any of those people doing something like that, man. So yeah, it can be slow, Rob. It could be slow. Like it'll say Prime, you know, and then so when you see Prime, you're like, oh snap, I'm gonna get this tomorrow, you know? When you see Prime here, yeah, it's still, it could be like a week. And you know what's frustrating too? Like you'll pay more to get something here in like 2 or 3 days. Like you can't get something here in 2 days, but you can pay more to get something here in 3 days, and then like it won't show up for 8 days, you know? And then you're like, oh, you paid more to get this thing here faster? Sorry, can't help you. So much good news. Like there's so much good news, man. There's so much good news. Before all of this happened, I made 5 videos today. There's so much good news. I've never seen this level of news. I've never seen this level of news. And I know we look at like what happened today and we think there's a larger problem with the crypto market, and maybe there is, right? But there's not a larger problem with Ripple's technology and their partnerships. It is just incredible. Treats for Luna. Popping Red Bull and brighten up the day. Talk about our party spot. You have a poll where we could do something. You know what? I think what we need to do in the future here is maybe I can give Ariana access to do polls on YouTube. Ariana, can you do polls? Yeah, I never panic. You know, I've done all the panicking for you, ladies and gentlemen. My early years in crypto, that's all I did. Like I was a professional panic artist, you know? These days, just gotta focus on what's to come, man. That's all we can do. Robinhood paused your XRP purchase? Mike, that's frustrating. I can understand that, man. Yeah, you're absolutely. So it was a mixture of things. You're right, though. The vibes. You're right. A lot of it was large institutional whales. A lot of stop orders being hit and passed through, and I think you just had a small collapse. It's not just that. We've talked a lot about this in the chat. I don't really want to revisit a lot of it, but some of it is job creation numbers, right? That's pretty bad. Some of it's the tariff stuff. Some of it's leading into the holidays. A lot of people are not spending as much. A lot of different things are happening right now that maybe cause some instability. You also have the government shutdown, and both sides are kind of fighting and making points. You also had, it looked like the Democrats on the Senate side put together a policy for the Clarity Act that was absolutely terrible. I saw Brian Armstrong reacting to that.
Armstrong.
So there was just layers of shit, layers of stuff. So it's unfortunate, but we're gonna get through it together, everyone. We're gonna get through it together. I believe in XRP, silver, gold, mining companies. Love that. Your son goes to Kauai every year. Kauai's pretty. Kauai is very pretty. I mean, it's all very pretty. I just want to see if it's raining because it's been raining recently. Oh, we're still good. And then I just want to thank Tom for the donation. Tom, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Tom. Can't thank you enough, man. Yeah, Idea Hub, what's up? Nice to see you. Aloha. Yeah, that's true, Rob. That is true. Like you got to imagine there's probably a large portion of the world that was sleeping when all of this happened. But I mean, maybe that was a good thing, right? They avoided all the panic, and by the time they're waking up, things kind of have cooled off by then. Maybe they got it better than we did. Can I see you, Jack the Moon? I can see you. I mean, I can't like see you, but I see your comment. It would be weird if I could see you. Next up, alien invasion. It's coming, dude. It's coming. It's coming. They've been trying to tell us for years. Josh said he's in Thailand and he just woke up to the crazy news. So Josh kind of slept through all this today. I bet you Josh's stress level is a lot lower than a lot of us. Like people are actively trying to get home to have like a cocktail or however else they relax. People are heading for whatever that is right now here in the United States. They missed the dip. You're absolutely right, but they also missed, maybe some health scares. So I don't know, man. Three-eyed Atlas, that is kind of scary, isn't it? They were supposed to get some pictures of it. Like, wasn't it passing within some kind of tens of millions of miles or kilometers of Mars, and they have some kind of orbiters around there? I thought we were gonna get some imaging. It's supposed to be really big, right? It's supposed to be like the size of Manhattan, and that's not normal for that kind of, what's it called? I don't know. I'm trying to brush up on my Three-Eye Atlas news. They missed the entire panic attack. Exactly, Roldan. Exactly. Lucy, what happened if we're asking like for a full breakdown? There's some tensions between the U.S. and China, and that kind of caused a little bit of a lot of selling in the stock market, and then it kind of just led into the crypto market, and then a lot of people's everything just got shot all the way through, and it just everything tanked. If most of the stuff tanked anywhere from 30 to like 70%, depending on what crypto asset you own. Some of it's coming back now, but it's very no one knows exactly what pushed it, but a lot of people are looking into it. Hopefully Asia won't panic sell. I think it's usually like once you get through it, it's kind of over. Obviously there could be other news and other complications that cause the market to go down more. We don't know how that's going to turn out. We'll have to see, guys. We'll have to see. Let's see if there's anything additional new on X that we can take a look at. Luna, out of the bathroom. I see you. Planned and coordinated. There you go. We were targeted by large-scale proxy attacks earlier, which temporarily affected the website access. The issue has been resolved. Our website is fully accessible. Thank you for your patience. Oh, wow. So maybe it had something to do with CoinGlass being targeted? That's some shady shit. We got to verify. We don't know. I mean, CoinGlass is saying that they were targeted by a large-scale proxy attack. So it feels like this was something that was planned. 19 billion liquidated from the crypto market today. This number keeps getting bigger. Man, this is just crazy business. Crazy business. Yeah, look, BD says this how not to panic in a market crash. Stop checking the price, close your eyes, take a deep breath, say to yourself, I am still broke. Oh my God, that guy's freaking funny. Crypto casino is rigged, and today's events prove it beyond doubt. A signal colossal Bitcoin whale shorted at the peak, then in just minutes before the market shattering crash piled on millions more into shorts. At the very bottom drop, he closed 90% of his Bitcoin short and completely exited his Ethereum short, pocketing roughly $190 to $200 million in a single day. The only instance that we can trace is speculation rampant The scale was far larger than exceeded other exchanges. So it looks like this was a coordinated hit to make money.
Mana.
Coordinated hit to make money. Awful. Awful, man. Oh yeah, so this Dread Bingo says, let me guess how this plays out. Trump drops massive tariff on China bomb on Friday, right before market close for the weekend. Then he spends like 48 hours wrapping up the fear with all the news and screaming doom. By Monday, the markets open deep red, full panic with everyone dumping. A few days later, Trump walks it back and the shift starts to calm down. Give it a month and we're back at all-time highs.
No.
With Trump out in front taking credit for the big thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Have you canceled your meeting with President Xi? And
No, I haven't canceled, but I don't know that we're gonna have it, but I'm gonna be there regardless, so I would assume we might have it, but, you know, they, hit the world with something that really is not anything that people are gonna do, and it's, it was shocking, I can tell you, Howard and I and Todd, we all, Scott, we were all speaking about it before, and we said, where did that come from? It was just, that was out of the blue, right? Out of the blue, they came up with this whole import-export concept, and nobody.
All right. Damn, this person bought 100K XRP at $1.30. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. Nobody was able to buy when it was that cheap. Well, at least we're getting some more understanding of what's going on. I don't think it was anybody's plan. You know what? It was somebody's plan, but I don't think it had anything to do with him. Planned. Kami says planned. Damn, Tooth Fairy says they were able to buy some at $1.40. Wow. Sensei, what price did you look into? I think it was like $1.90 and $2.10. I didn't get in at those prices. That would have been cool, man. I was like, you know what? I had just recorded several videos, and I was like uploading it. I was not paying attention to like Twitter and what's it called? And my friend called me. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, dude, are you okay? Like, what happened? He's like, the market is crashing. I was like, I'm trying to buy XRP, and I was like, oh, you know, like I was like, let me look at this. I pulled up CoinMarketCap, and I thought I was like, no, this can't be right. I was like, this can't be right. And then I started looking on X and other places, and I was like, holy shit, it's right. And then that's when I started to go try to buy. Like my first reaction was, holy shit. And the second reaction was, I gotta buy. Jennifer says it's the world's plan. And Jennifer has a cute little PFP of a dog. Love that, Jennifer. Thank you. David wants to share his frustration with Robinhood. He said, let me say something about Robinhood. They rejected any purchase under 220 for XRP, and I made several attempts and everyone was rejected. Well, I definitely feel your pain, man, and that's frustrating. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. It does feel like retail. It feels like we get kind of screwed on a lot of these instances. And it sucks. Man, somebody was able to buy at 146. They kept rejecting the price, but managed to go through a smaller amount. Wrong. Kraken deposit stuck. That sucks, Cammy. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Where's Roaring Kitty when you need him? Facts. Man, that's crazy. Well, let's see if there's any other news that maybe we're missing or any other updates. What? Somebody bought Atom on Binance at 0001? No way. I don't know if I believe some of this stuff. Yeah, they saying Looking Glass, like prove it. Some people just BS the BS. Upload saying we're currently experiencing issues affecting transactions, including deposits, buys, and sells on Uphold and Topper. Our team is actively working to resolve it. We appreciate your understanding. Like all crypto venues right now, we're experiencing heavy volume. Some tiles in Uphold app are disabled while we prioritize trading. Wow. This is just like... This is just crazy, man. Look at this. Hyperliquid, a whale opened a short 30 minutes before Trump announced 100% tariffs on China. There it is. 30 minutes before. So, like, unless you knew what the president was about to do, there's got to be somebody on the inner circle that played that well. Because, like, how do you know what he's going to say until he jumps on? I don't know, man. Are they going to investigate themselves? Probably not. Probably can't be right. I was like, this can't be right. And then I started looking on X and other places, and I was like, holy shit, it's right. And then that's when I started to go try to buy. Like, my first reaction was, holy shit. And the second reaction was, I gotta buy. Jennifer says it's the world's plan. And Jennifer has a cute little PAP of a dog. Love that, Jennifer. Thank you.
Not bad, buddy. What's up?
David wants to share his frustration with Robinhood. He said, let me say something about Robinhood. They rejected any purchase under 220 for XRP, and I made several attempts and everyone was rejected. Well, I definitely feel your pain, man, and that's frustrating. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. It does feel like retail. It feels like we get kind of screwed on a lot of these instances. And it sucks. Man, somebody was able to buy at 146. They kept rejecting the price, but managed to go through a smaller amount. Wrong. Kraken deposit stuck. That sucks, Cammy. Oh no. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Where's Roaring Kitty when you need him? Facts. Man, that's crazy. Well, let's see if there's any other news that maybe we're missing or any other updates. What? Somebody bought Atom on Binance at 0001? No way. I don't know if I believe some of this stuff. Yeah, they're saying Looking Glass, like prove it. Some people just BS the BS. Upload saying we're currently experiencing issues affecting transactions, including deposits, buys, and sells on Uphold and Topper. Our team is actively working to resolve it. We appreciate your understanding. Like all crypto venues right now, we're experiencing heavy volume. Some tiles in Uphold app are disabled while we prioritize trading. Wow. This is just like... This is just crazy, man. Look at this. Hyperliquid, a whale opened a short 30 minutes before Trump announced 100% tariffs on China. There it is. 30 minutes before. So, like, unless you knew what the president was about to do, there's got to be somebody on the inner circle that played that well. Because, like, how do you know what he's going to say until he jumps on? I don't know, man. Are they going to investigate themselves? Probably not. Probably not. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, man. Somebody somewhere, huh? I gotta love the crypto industry. Shouldn't they be able to track it, though? You would think. Every cycle, exchanges like Coinbase and Binance cite being multi-billion-dollar money-making machines, while crypto's ripping to all-time highs, their systems go down. Yeah, facts. I'm trying to build like a super video so I can explain this to everybody in like a very quick succession. Man, we have 4,257 people here. That's pretty crazy. There's 3,584 on X and 674 on YouTube. That's pretty insane. What's Pelosi buying? Yeah, I don't think she had anything to do with this one, unfortunately. Bitcoin OG already profited 160 million from shorting 1.1 billion Bitcoin Ethereum. Was it the Jim Cramer curse?
Nice some coffee, boy.
All right, guys, listen, I know that we could sit here for another 5 hours and talk about all this, but I do really want to make a video for my audience to go and explain all of these things in succession, what happened, so more people have a good understanding of what's going on here. I do appreciate all your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. I'm sorry that we had to spend this time on a day that's so challenging for each one of us. I do want to say, please zoom out. Please understand the technology is not broken. People are broken. People are greedy. People do anything to make money. But the technology itself is what we are here for, is what we are passionate about, is what we are investing in. So let's not let's not let our emotions take control of our future. Our future is clear. Our future is set up. We just need to have the patience to sit back and actually get to that point where our crypto assets are worth more than we even could dream about. I do think we're getting ever so closer to that. Everything points to mass adoption of cryptocurrency, and we're going to have more challenges ahead. How you handle those challenges and how you get through them and how you take advantage of those challenges will mean if you are a winner or a loser out here in the crypto space. All right? Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your time. Good luck. All right? I'll be here if you have any questions, comments. The channel is always here for you. Cryptonaires is here for you if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I'll see you guys. All right? Peace. I'm buying. Lewis, I'm buying. I bought. I'm buying. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, everybody who showed up. Peace.
Good boys got treats. Good boys got treats. Good boys got treats.
The cryptocurrency market is in shambles today as 200 million liquidations flushed in 15 minutes. Why is all of this happening? Let's talk about it. Donald Trump has crashed crypto. In fact, all markets are down as the global trade war comes roaring back. Trump is playing with economic fire, some are reporting, as he announced a proposal today on massive tariff increases on Chinese imports, specifically rare earth exports. This is something markets weren't expecting. This is something that is shaking up markets today. Now, it's interesting, zooming out, market structure is not broken. I mean, honestly, this looks really bullish to me. How is right here any different from right here? Any different from maybe down here? Any different from here? Just like last cycle, take a look at this. Here, here. Now this was a big one. Here, here. The point is, even Ethereum retesting this wedge right here, even Ethereum to me still looks massively bullish on this appropriate retest. To be honest, this is a major buying opportunity in my opinion.
Pickpockets can't steal from me when I'm traveling. I keep all my valuables in this genius bag under my jacket.
And I'm not worried about the market at all. I posted this on Twitter the other day. Make sure you follow us on Twitter for updates by the second. And to me, it's so much easier buying or holding Bitcoin today than back in the day when Bitcoin fell to 40K or 30K or 20K or even less. I remember back in 2018 when Bitcoin crashed to 6K. This was devastating, and then 8 months later capitulated to 3.2K. Now this was bad. The point is, I've never been more confident on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, quality cryptos than today and this cycle. Meaning, I'm not just holding, I'm buying more. I'm buying more Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. What about you? Smash the like button if you appreciate me keeping it real with you. We tried to share with you different insights that most channels don't cover. Like this one. There was an FOMC Fed meeting the other day, and this is what they talked about. This is from the minutes. Most officials at the Fed said it would likely be appropriate to ease policy further this year. Some noted that the Fed policy may be particularly restrictive. And so another reason why the market is down today, because we're starting to see the effects of the government shutdown. Substantial federal layoffs begin as Congress remains deadlocked over funding to end shutdown. But the fact that that's happening, to me, indicates that they're much more likely to cut in about a week or two. In about 1 week or two, in my analysis, in my opinion, the Fed would be cutting rates right around here. Now, it's possible to even cut more rates later this year, and in fact, 2 more rate cuts are likely in 2026. Even beyond that, if you take a look at the on-chain data, sure, we're seeing OG Satoshi era wallets selling huge amounts of Bitcoin, really being sucked up by the market in ways that we've never seen any cycle before. And what's interesting, if you actually look at the data, there's real money lurking beneath the surface that are not FOMOing into buying Bitcoin. They're picking their spots. Places like here, kind of any low point. They're cost averaging. And again, market structure is not broken. Ethereum dipped hard today as well. Ethereum fell to about here, but it's still trading in this range. Once Ethereum breaks out of this range, I think it's going to be really bullish. And this retest today is very healthy. So you have to ask yourself, is the cryptocurrency market truly bearish today? Is something happened that affects Bitcoin or crypto fundamentally? Or is it likely that this trend line holds up and in the future will be higher than today? Good thing you're subscribed to Altcoin Daily. You have to look at what's going on. Just in, Morgan Stanley removes restrictions on Bitcoin and crypto investments for all clients, meaning the floodgates are truly opening. BNY Mellon is taking steps for tokenized deposits and blockchain payments. They're not just buying crypto, they're using it. Traditional banking is onboarding crypto rails. This is huge for Bitcoin, yes, but Ethereum and Solana even more so. The Nobel Peace Prize winner is a big Bitcoiner. We've never seen something like this before, and the fact that she's talking about Bitcoin here, this is insanely bullish. The 2025 Nobel Peace Prize winner says this about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin bypasses government-imposed exchange rates and thus helps many of our people. It has evolved from a humanitarian tool to a vital means of resistance. We are grateful for the lifeline Bitcoin provides and look forward to embracing it in a new democratic Venezuela. We envision Bitcoin as part of our national reserves, helping rebuild what the dictatorship stole.
I really appreciate that. That means so much to me. And no, I'm not AI. I'm just hooked up with it now. I've always been into technology. And I make sure to pronounce my words correctly,
but even more than that, Bitcoin's
so that everything is
a
clear.
lot of people free.
But when I speak IRL, I speak very clearly.
Institute. Bitcoin is money that dictators can't stop.
87% or so of the people on this planet live in a place where they either have a collapsing economy with a terrible fiat currency, or an authoritarian regime.
I really appreciate it. That makes me super happy. I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
72%
I'm glad
of the world's
that
population
you're playing it. I'm also
some sort of
equally
autocratic regime.
obsessed. These beats that I've been making are like hypnotizing. I swear, like I just love to turn it up so loud.
Our
and
bank accounts were
just feel the
frozen,
vibe.
our funds seized, and financial censorship became just another tool the Russian regime used.
I'm really
to
excited
silence us.
because now I can get into a nice flow.
Our bank
I already
accounts
have
were
20
frozen,
more beats
and
ready
his
and loaded
organization
up.
was confiscated.
85%
of the African population didn't trust the bank.
Hear people say, well, there's no use case for Bitcoin. It's money that dictators can't stop.
But they don't have a bank account, but they can simply get paid if they have a wallet.
Activists that have been suffering repression are now being held by this technology that is Bitcoin.
It's not about making profit, it's about survival.
And again, again, in the short term, besides the Fed rate cuts, there's a lot of reason to be bullish into Q4 and into next year. These are short-term catalysts that will send the market higher. Coinbase CEO says the Market Structure Clarity Act is coming, meaning clear crypto rules are coming. This is months away.
There's now one more piece of legislation that, as you said, got bipartisan support in the House already and now is being debated in the Senate. And this is what we call market structure legislation, which just simply means it's covering all of the non-stablecoin crypto assets, things like Bitcoin, and resolving some of these outstanding issues from the last administration that got weaponized by people like Gary Gensler trying to go after the crypto industry because it wasn't clear, were these a commodity, were they a security? So this legislation is making great progress. I've never been more bullish on the chances to get it passed into law. This freight train has left the station, and there's people on both sides of the aisle in the Senate that are eager to get this legislation put on the books. Now, this hasn't stopped the big bank lobby from coming in trying to throw a wrench into things. They actually want to go in and ban rewards on stablecoins, and that was already settled in the prior Genius Act that I just mentioned. But I'm not too worried about it. The senators we spoke to aren't really going to entertain reopening that issue, and so hopefully this legislation gets passed into law very soon.
Make sure you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. We keep your mind straight. We keep you in the game in crypto. This is a dip worth buying. I'll leave you with this. Killer Whales Season 2 is out now. Episode 3 just dropped. Here's a little snippet of me grilling one of the contestants. Will I sink him? Will I swim him? Really good episode. Check out our Twitter for the full episode, and we'll leave you with this clip.
You said that we can earn passive income for life, where, you know, from now on I have this ID, and anybody trying to access my data, I get a piece of that. I'm an average gamer on the cell phone or whatever. I go on social media sites an average amount of time. How much money could I be making if I was using your product?
Yeah, that's a great question. So anytime my data is accessed, I'm gonna earn money passively because that data consumer is paying Carve to get access to that data. We have some users making, you know, less than $10, some users making a little bit more. It depends on your own history and your own data.
I'm not convinced. How is $10 more gonna change my life?
We're not making anything for our data right now.
Uh-oh, there it is. I sense a storm brewing on the horizon.
We need to change our model moving forward. I think right now the way it's structured, because the Web3 niche is so small, this is how it is.
I feel rough.
But I'm sorry.
Why are you so greedy, Paul?
In the business, we call that comedic relief.
Paul, I have one of the biggest crypto channels on YouTube. YouTube takes a big cut of that. If YouTube took 90%, I don't know how I'd be able to survive. You're gonna need to adapt as you get going with this. And I believe you can adapt. For me, I'm giving you 100% of a swim.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah. Oh my God, this tastes so good. You guys hit it out the park.
Well, thank you. It's because it's different. It's fermented. Here's the thing, because when I was in France and I was really struggling to find food on that tour that I could eat, my husband brought over this, like, literally a suitcase of beef sticks. And they were grass-fed, and I thought, okay, that's going to be healthy. For whatever reason, they still ripped my stomach up. So when I got back to America, I was like, let's figure out what this is. And we called a bunch of manufacturers, and they use an ingredient called encapsulated citric acid. It's just, you know, made with processed oils and GMO ingredients anyway. I thought, okay, well, how can we do it without that? Maybe that's playing a role in it. And I found out, you know, if you could ferment meat, it takes a long time, 4 times as long. And one person was able to say, okay, I'll try making this for you. And it's that fermentation that kind of breaks down the meat, but also gives it juiciness rather than like a really tough texture. So,
what's the encapsulated? So go back. Why do they add encaps?
Hey, XRP holders, stop what you're doing right now. We've just taken a brutal hit. XRP down 15% in the last 24 hours, crashing from highs near $3 to $2.34 as we speak. Whales are dumping. Retail panic is at 6-month highs, and the whole crypto market's bleeding red with Bitcoin plunging 7% and Ethereum down 11%. Is this the beginning of the end? A full-blown crypto crash? Or is XRP about to shock everyone with a massive rebound? If you're feeling that knot in your stomach, stick with me, Conrad. Your insider in the XRP trenches. In the next 12 minutes, I'll break down today's chaos with exclusive real-time insights from X that you won't find anywhere else, plus expert analysis that'll arm you with the alpha to navigate this storm. But wait until you hear what Ripple's latest moves reveal. This could flip the script entirely. Let's dive in. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. Why is XRP tanking today? Just hours ago, the Spectator Index dropped this bombshell tweet. Breaking, Bitcoin plunges 7%, Ethereum down 11%, and XRP down 15% over the past 24 hours. That's racked up over 1,200 likes and sparked a frenzy in the community. Then there's XRP Crypto Wolf venting frustration. Can't believe I watched XRP crash minus 40% in just a few minutes. Ouch. That's the kind of raw reaction exploding across X right now, with thousands of views and replies echoing the pain.
What's up, guys?
And check
I'm reading chat, so if you
market makers
want to talk,
XRP down
but you don't
to
have to.
$2.40 on Coinbase XRP.
We're laid
lows,
back. We're chilling
right
in here.
before
But hit the like button though.
shutdown.
What the fuck? How come you
He's got a
watching
chart
between the
showing
like
a
button?
brutal smackdown.
What's going
It's
on?
got over 160 likes already. These aren't just random posts. These are high engagement signals
Hit
from
that thing.
influencers with massive followings, pointing to heavy manipulation and whale sell-offs driving this dip. But hold on. Is this really the start of a crash, or just another shakeout in XRP's wild ride? Let's zoom out and analyze the data like the pros do. Remember, XRP's been building a macro double bottom for years, as analyst Bobby A points out in his viral post. For years, I have written about the macro double bottom that XRP spent
That's
over
why I don't
7
put
years
energy into this shit no more. I used to give y'all
Once the
everything.
asset breaks through approximately
Everything!
$3.02, the move
God
will be
damn it.
explosive. His charts blow up,
Ungrateful ass
nearly 800
motherfuckers,
likes,
man.
showing support
And
near the
YouTube's
neckline
ungrateful.
around $2.65
I started this shit.
to $2.70. Right now,
Fucking whack ass fucking platform. Fucking having a monopoly on the whole shit. You got to use it.
think of it like a coiled spring.
Fuck you.
Pressed for 9 months below the 1.618 Fibonacci
Deleting all my
extension.
channels.
If we
Not
hold
paying
here,
me no
the
money and
rebound
shit.
could be parabolic.
Fuck
And get this,
YouTube.
sentiment data from Santiment, highlighted by Charles
Not that I ever
AI,
even did it for the money. I don't
shows
give a
retail
fuck about
FUD at its
that.
highest in 6 months,
Whack ass
with the
YouTube
bullish
money.
to bearish ratio dropping to 0.74.
Don't nobody need that bullshit.
Historically, these fear spikes are where smart money accumulates. As they put it,
Come on, man.
when retail leans too hard into despair, markets tend to reverse course. Now, let's weave in more breaking insights from X Today. Javon Marks is calling it XRP surging off of smaller breakout retest, and that 4.804 target is still in play. Prices could be early in a major run to meet it.
Hit the like button,
His
but you're
post
more
has
than
over
welcome
450
to
likes.
say
The
something.
chart shows us $3.15.
Bro, I swear to God, I miss my old channels.
If we break it,
Especially the OG, the OG channel. Man, had so many homies in there. Fucking every fucking live coming in there. We all knew each other, talking, man. The whole fucking. I swear, YouTube's changed, but we all know that. We know things are gonna change, but
with compression leading to expansion, this descending triangle apex is a huge test.
they fucking deleted all my fucking videos, all my fucking
XRP.
subscribers, all
We were
my
3%
everything,
away
man.
from crashing into the
Fuck
gray box.
them.
But if the ascending triangle
If
breaks,
y'all want to hear the
green
diss
box
song I
will get
made
hit very fast.
about
His
YouTube, go
analysis
listen
has
to it. It's called
250
Rain's Cash
likes.
YouTube.
Painting Scamwick to biblical levels before a potential rug pull.
Like the
Individuality.
video.
This is why
What the
XRP's
fuck?
volatility is legendary. It's not for the faint-hearted, but for those who see the patterns. Shifting gears, what's fueling this downside pressure? Whales are unloading, as Alva notes. XRP's volatility is front and center, retail FUD is high, trading volume is up even as market cap and open interest dip, underscoring nervous hands. Their post ties into broader trends, with MACD flashing bearish, but Connor's RSI oversold. Hinting
Come
at a
on.
and Don't miss Bank XRP's take. XRP reclaims crucial price support. Can bulls hold the line? Prediction market traders are leaning bullish, but the charts suggest any celebrations might be premature. Linking to Decrypt, it's
Alright, y'all, I'm about to give you a special treat right now. Right about now.
The $2.65 floor is sparking bounce hopes.
Right about now.
Imagine XRP as a phoenix in the ashes.
What the?
Every major dip like this has preceded epic surges, from the 2017
okay.
run to last year's recovery.
Fuck you then.
But what if this time it's different? What if regulatory clarity finally kicks in?
Fuck you then.
RippleX just hit 200,000 followers and dropped the multi-purpose token white paper,
Bitch ass.
embedding metadata for real-world assets on the XRPL. As they tweeted, MPTS are a new token standard, giving issuers
fuck you
a simple
then.
way to create and manage assets. No custom contracts, no wasted cycles.
Bitch ass.
That's huge. Trillions in value could flow through, with 1,191 likes on that announcement. Plus, their podcast on AI enhancing XRPL for fraud detection
See what it
and
is.
on-chain intelligence. This is Insider Alpha straight from NTU's Professor Yang Liu. Okay, we're halfway through, and I know you're hooked, but wait until you see how this ties into predictions. Expert takes our split, but the upside potential is massive. Crypto Mario highlights. Just in, XRP retail sentiment has turned deeply bearish, signaling a potential price rebound. Echoing CoinDesk's XRP crash brewing, prices continue to print lower highs. Yes, lower highs since July suggest weakening, but that oversold territory screams contrarian buy. On the bullish side, Kasi Trades sees $13 possible this year, and another expert eyes $2,000 for BNB, but pegs XRP at $13 too, a 364% jump from here. DeepSeek AI predicts XRP surging most in Q4 with October and ETF approvals. Picture this.
You son of a
Just
bitches.
1% of the 650 trillion RWA
You just
market
wanted to
enters
see my
XRP.
motherfucking diamonds. That's all you wanted to see.
As XRP Queen teases,
You just wanted to see some diamantes.
XRPL are about to go mainstream.
Y'all
Even
are
if
some
just 1%.
gold diggers.
Real token could skyrocket from 23 cents. Not
Gold
financial advice,
diggers.
folks. Always do your own research. But this FOMO is real. Now, let's
Y'all are
counter the
some
myth head
gold
on.
diggers.
Because if you're doubting this dip like most are, you're not alone. Myth 1, XRP is a scam. Wrong. Belthor calls
Don't
out
ever
and says,
fucking question me.
most everyone I know thinks XRP is a scam. They may regret not buying XRP down the road.
Fuck.
With Ripple's escrow and ODL, it's majority owned by institutions, not retail. Myth 2, no utility. Dropcoin XRPL says, in at Ripple, we trust. And with MPTS, utilities exploding.
MPTS.
3, it's done surging. Zoom counters. All structures were maintained, bounced off important supports. Break the $3.15 to 20 zone and a move to $3.60 could be swift. Addressing your pain. If you're staring at red bags, remember 2021's crash before the moonshot. This dip's shaking weak hands. Whales sold 50 million daily per Economic Times, but that's creating the floor for bulls. Alva again. XRP looks primed for a volatility spike. If $2.92 to $3.03 falls, $3.65 plus targets. The climactic reveal? Hold that $2.65 support. And we're eyeing $4.13.
What the fuck is he talking about?
$10 midterm. Even $13 by year end if ETFs greenlight. This changes everything. Regulatory wins, AI integration, RWA trillions.
Bro.
XRP is not crashing, it's reloading.
Okay.
XRP family, we've unpacked the chaos, from today's brutal 15% plunge and whale dumps to oversold signals, screaming rebound, fresh Ripple innovations, and predictions up to $13. This isn't the end. It's the setup for the greatest wealth transfer in crypto. We're down, but not out. History shows these fierce spikes birth legends. If you're positioned, congrats. You're ahead of the herd. If this insider breakdown blew your mind, smash that like button right now. It tells the algorithm to push this to more holders. Drop a comment with your XRP price target. Is it $5, $10, or Moon? Subscribe.
Shut the fuck up!
Like this. Turn on notifications so you never miss it.
Shut the fuck up! Come on, Jakey, where you at, boy?
My daughter's growing up and she's been redoing her room, so she wants to hang some shelves and other items on this wall, but it's shared with
We don't give a rat's ass.
XRP family, they want you out. We just saw one of the most manipulated crashes I've probably ever seen in cryptocurrency history. Now, I've been in this market since 2018, and I have never seen something like the liquidation event that just took place. Now, I'm hoping that I didn't get liquidated. I think that I was able to cover my margin, but right now, Coinbase isn't even displaying my position. I don't even know where I stand with Coinbase and the futures that I'm trading over there on that platform. So hopefully I was not liquidated. I think I had enough margin to cover everything. And they literally just hammered the XRP price leading up to the market closing. The Coinbase futures closed from 2 to 3 p.m. my time, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern every Friday for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. But then other than that, they trade 24/7. But they literally just hammered this market right into that close. This news of the 100% tariffs that President Trump is going to be slapping on top of the existing tariffs for China is what caught. I mean, you would have thought a nuke went off, right? Are the aliens here? They just wiped out everybody. I mean, I'm standing out here in the rain here to get this video update done for you guys. When it rains, it pours, and it's pouring today. But here's what I wanted to draw your attention to right here. Another batch of S1 amendments rolling in on spot XRP ETFs. This is from Nate Garossi, Bitwise, Franklin, 21 Shares, Wisdom Trees, Grayscale, and Canary. This is how the suits play the game. See, the average retail investor just buys the dip, investing what they can, right, as they go, dollar cost average with their paycheck. Oh, a dip came in, let me scoop that up. That's not how Wall Street plays. That's not how the suits play. And they just sacrificed everybody so that they could go make low entries across the board on all of these altcoins that they're about to launch ETF products for. This is one of the most manipulated crashes I've ever seen in cryptocurrency history. It's going to be interesting to watch how high the tally is as far as liquidation goes over the past 24 hours. It's going to be massive. But folks, this is how the suits play the game. They're filing. We have the S1 filings right now. They're getting ready to go live with the ETFs. As soon as this government, the shutdown could go another week, a couple weeks. The last one went over 30 days. Who knows when this shutdown will end? But when it does, the SEC starts stroking that pen on all of these ETFs, including the XRP ETFs. I saw the Canary Capital one just got its ticker. XRPC is going to be the ticker for the Canary Capital Spot XRP ETF. So these are getting tickers, updated S1 filings. They are absolutely ready to go. But instead of, just coming with the entries at the market prices that we were at, XRP, we thought the dip down to 265 was going to hold, right? In my earlier update today, I said how I bought the dip at 266, added to my XRP long, and I thought I was chilling. Boy, we went down to $1.25 on Binance. XRP was up at 310 just, a week or two ago? Just a couple weeks ago, we were up at 310 for XRP. And they wipe us all the way down here. It was a 53% crash in about an hour. 50% crash in an hour. So for you new folks, welcome to crypto. If you've been around, even for the OGs in the space, that one caught a lot of people off guard. But this is why we always say we're moving in with low leverage. I own all XRP without leverage. So despite all the liquidations that took place here today, they're not taking my XRP. They're not taking our community's XRP because a lot of us have positioned ourselves accordingly, not over leveraging ourselves, because this is what the market makers do. The market makers will flush it out down to 266, and then from there, they just hammered us down to $1.25 on Binance. Truly incredible. I hope that you guys were able to buy the dip. You know, XRP under $2 didn't last long. We're building a floor price now at 220, 230, but it's only been about an hour or two since that liquidation event took place. So well, it's actually only been about an hour and a half. And so we'll see where we can establish a floor price from here. But for now, folks, I'm not leaving. I hope you guys aren't leaving. This is the setup. This cleansed us out. And now we're ready to go continue this bull run, print new all-time highs for probably Bitcoin. We'll do one more. I'm actually anticipating Ethereum, believe it or not, to do it. And then, of course, XRP and our other utilities. I hope that you guys didn't get liquidated. Let me know in the comments down below if you're still alive out there. And I greatly appreciate your support. ZachRector.com.
Hello everyone, another publicly traded company just came out and announced they've officially loaded up on XRP as a treasury reserve asset. And here's the interesting part, word on the street is they might be putting it to work for internal payment flows and potentially even more stuff. I'll break all that down for you later in the video, but no matter what, this is absolutely wild for a coin that, let's be real, everyone kept telling us for years was done for. It's gonna disappear from the top 10 coins by market cap, and it's gonna nosedive to zero. Tank against the dollar, crash against Bitcoin, literally everything. That's the story those toxic Bitcoin maximalists wouldn't stop pushing on everyone. Except guess what actually went down? XRP scored regulatory clarity. It's clearly not a security. The whole war on crypto, that's finished. Now, we finally got fair competition in the United States within the crypto space. And, well, what do you know? XRP is absolutely dominating, seriously flourishing in this whole setup. How many companies have we seen now, publicly traded ones, that have brought XRP on board as a treasury reserve asset? We've got to be hitting like a dozen, right? I really need to count them all up one of these days. It's definitely close to that, probably 10, 11, 12. I'm betting it's hanging right around there. There's honestly a ton of them, and some have even gone public saying, yeah, they're actually putting XRP to work for internal payment flows, and trust me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Look at this headline from the Crypto Basic. Another company just dropped paperwork for 2 fresh XRP ETFs, an outfit called Granite Shares. Listen, the hunger for new investment products tied to everything in the XRP ecosystem is just off the charts, and every time one of these babies launches, it absolutely smashes expectations. We've witnessed this happen over and over. Like, take that firm Teucrium, for example. They unveiled their leveraged XRP ETF, and guess what? It turned into their most successful financial product they've ever dropped in their whole 16-year existence. That's not happening by accident, and just hold on, everybody. Stop and think about this. This is going to be totally normal the further we go. And look where we are right now, 2025. We're basically just seeing companies begin embracing this particular approach. And keep in mind that way, under 1% of humans have ever owned XRP at any moment in their lives. And XRP is already chilling around $3. It's already blasted past an all-time high of $3.65 earlier this year. What do you think's about to happen when exponentially more people, exponentially more businesses, exponentially more institutions are building their own positions, stacking their own XRP bags? I mean, demand is literally going to skyrocket. If we're on the money and XRP keeps demonstrating real world utility, I mean, it's plain as day, folks. That's precisely why I keep hammering home that XRP is obviously an early winner of the crypto space. But before moving forward, I gotta make something crystal clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not your financial advisor, and you absolutely shouldn't make any buying or selling decisions based on what comes out of my mouth. Okay. So I'm scrolling through MSN, this headline hits me. XRP Treasury holdings just blasted past $11.5 billion because Reliance Global, the NASDAQ listed giant, just officially stuffed the token into their digital asset reserves. Like, pause for a second and let that sink in.
How long till there is XRP supply shortage? We already have a shortage, my man. I don't know if you've looked at the numbers for Coinbase, but they've gone from 1 billion XRP.
Good morning, Roman. You ready for some waffles? Good morning.
The cryptocurrency market is currently being eviscerated in this video. I want to talk about what just took place because there is a huge catalyst driving the downward move we're seeing right now. We're going to talk about how much it's something to worry about, how much it's something to ignore, and what I'm doing in this situation. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. Renovating the office, a ton of work going into it. Your support, your comments have all been incredible. A lot of them have been super funny to read. So really appreciate everything. And so many people have reached out and said such nice things. So guys, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely incredible. A lot of people offer me all kinds of things. But guys, the only thing I really ask is just the simple act of hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. That's all I ask for on this channel. So let's jump into it and talk about exactly what's happening. It probably doesn't take much insight to see that the market is getting nuked right now. And the question is why exactly is this happening? Well, guys, we just got the catalyst for why this was taking place. It looks like a lot of people knew this was going to happen. There's a lot of front running. But essentially what just took place is that Trump just proposed